In this lecture, we are going to be diving a bit deeper into self-awareness. We talked about in a previous lecture, or if you didn't go through the lecture yet, you might go through it later, but we talked about an overview of how self-awareness works and why it's really important. But there are some more details into it that you can use to your advantage to make sure that you master the system of self-awareness. Now, as we said before, self-awareness is an emotional intelligence pillar. It's one of the fundamentals and key factors that you need to establish to become emotionally intelligent. One of the first steps you need to take is to understand your personality. For you to understand emotions, feelings, thoughts, and how they are linked to behavior and reactivity, you need to understand at the fundamental basis of this analysis how your personality is correlated with the way you think, feel, and the way you behave. I'll give you a quick example. If you are an introvert and you find yourself anxious, usually in social situations, one of the main things you need to identify that people don't think about is your introverted personality. People will start thinking about everything that's wrong with them, why they are socially anxious, and what is it in them that they are kind of ashamed of or self-conscious about, where in fact they are treating the plant that's causing the problem. But once you go into personality identification and you start working on your personality, you will start working on the root of the plant, the root of the problem. Second step for self-awareness is questioning. And in another lecture where we talked about self-awareness, there are a lot of different lectures as well where there are a lot of questioning systems you can use. And those questioning systems are specifically used to establish self-awareness. You can also develop self-awareness through feedback, whether it's external or internal. External feedback can come from other people. When they tell you that you are not acting the way you usually act, when somebody says, you seem a bit upset, when somebody says, you don't seem as happy as usual, this is an external factor that develops into feedback, which you can use to be kind of aware of what you're feeling. When somebody's angry, you can notice that they're angry. When somebody's stressed, you can notice that they are stressed. When somebody's sad, you can notice that they are sad. And once you give this feedback, people are going to be able to be aware of the way you feel. And same thing applies to you. If somebody shares this feedback with you, you'll be able to become a bit more self-aware of what you're feeling. And internal feedback, of course, is when you analyze what's going on and you become aware of the cause, problem, and effect. Which brings us to the last idea. The most important thing for you to develop self-awareness is through observation and analysis. Observe what's happening outside of you, observe what's happening inside of you, look more into the interpretation and the analysis of the correlation between both systems, and then you'll be self-aware of what is happening.